Anarchy on the beat.
Hey PJ, where you at?
I'm right here, man. This is PJ, referee.
This Shutterworth, the GOAT artist, Soul Wars, representing that Ring Gang Radio. We break down fights, not contracts.
This is the eye test.
This is the eye test. Ring Gang
Radio. This is the eye test.
Yes.
What it do? Yo, PJ, where you at, man?
Just got my hard hat. Just came out of the trenches right now in undisclosed Canada.
Word. About that time.
It is.
Eye test.
There's a certain level of consistency, maybe.
Yeah. You try to, jump back on it.
Maybe, possibly.
And it's funny that just to get this out the way, like the first episode we're doing since the last one is the same day they done came out that it's official with Kovalev and Canelo.
The irony.
The irony of this shit, like, how these niggas do it each time? Like, what is it? Like, is he just making an excuse to talk about Canelo? Well, maybe, I don't know. It just falls that way.
I just happen to have vodka nearby me, and maybe that's just how the matchup happened.
I'm gonna just say this. I think I may have said it in the other damn podcast, but I'm gonna just reiterate that shit. If Canelo ends up being the betting favorite, that means it's not. It just confirms all this shit I've been saying, and it's not the big super fucking test that they're trying to make you believe it is.
One more time for the church, please.
That's all I'm saying. Now, it would be great for them to, if y'all saw the fight tonight with Devin Haney and on them, it'd be great for them if they put Andre on the undercard co-main event that should have him fight a top contender.
Exactly.
And then we see what it do.
Exactly.
And then people could see for themselves, like, oh, this the guy Canelo ran from to fight this guy that, got stopped twice and almost knocked out his last fight by a prospect.
Yeah, I mean, you could also maybe... he obviously has a fight coming up, but, you could have put the stat patter in there. Just, to say, like, hey, the third fight is still around the corner, right?
Yeah, but it, Golovkin had to make a move, so he got the Derevyanchenko fight, which is a good solid fight. Niggas bitched and moaned they didn't get that fight last year. Y'all getting it this year, so.
Yep, Derevyanchenko, aka Randomchenko,
aka come on strong at the end of the fight
for no good reason.
No, that's Cold K. No, I'm sorry. That's Cold K. Derevyanchenko, I forgot what he does.
He's high tech. No, he's not high tech. He's called something else.
Yeah, he makes fights close, but he can't, get over the hump. Yeah, but yeah, it'll be a good fight. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna jump into it right now. Leave all the other shit. That's Pat Real Talk. This eye test.
Yes.
We just give you our told you souls and breakdowns.
It's petty over there.
Yeah. I had to just make sure I say that shit. It's official. Yeah. We just know he had a war. Let's force this fight on him. when y'all see how Canelo dodges nigga's jab and take away that jab and go to the body and land counters and yeah, you gonna be like, damn, man. LB called it. When Canelo opened it as a 5-2 favorite.
Man, you know what? A lot of these fights that are like in Vegas just have the most hilarious like betting numbers. If I was a betting man, Pat, I would probably go about it too. But anyway, we're segueing away right now.
Yeah, so PJ, what's the first topic for tonight, man?
First topic for tonight, it's just like, the usual things that this is just more like a bit of a lesson for people to just understand, especially when they're new to combat sports, because people will always look at how people look at the weigh-in They'll look like super chiseled. They'll look like super jacked, and they assume they look the same on fight night. But unfortunately, some of them don't realize they're drained that day, and on fight night they rehydrate. So a lot of times when you see these people when they're at work in their uniforms, obviously yes, they do look like the most dangerous person on the block. But if you've ever seen them outside of that, you would not realize it unless if you did not know who said fighter was, you would not think twice. Like, take for example Golovkin. Everybody knows Golovkin when they see him in the ring with the gloves and everything else, bloody and everything. Have you seen him outside of the ring?
He's a gentleman.
He's a gentleman. He also looks like an office worker.
Yeah. You might say he a herb. No, I know. If he walked down the block, I wasn't gonna go that far, but I mean, the whole good boy shit. Like, come on, man. Like, if Golovkin walk down the block right now, if he down here in Sistrunk, or Overtown, or down here like that,
anywhere where people are gonna test you.
Yeah, niggas gonna be like, eat food, not knowing like, yo, this is Olympic silver medalist, middleweight champion, Hall of Famer. Everybody beat up old Carlo the dudes before they realize it. But yeah. I feel you, man. That's a great point.
Because the thing is, it's like everybody assumes, everybody is jacked the day of the fight. I'm like, only certain fighters look a certain way. And it's not a knock to who I'm naming, but they are clear examples of they look super jacked at the day of the fight. That is Tim Bradley and Joshua. They would be the ones that stick out the most, they look jacked. But if you've seen the opposition, they don't look as jacked, but they are just as dangerous, if not more. Like Provodnikov or Ruiz Jr.
Well, hold on. When not Provad. I was thinking Povetkin because I was gonna say when Povetkin, when he on his, his pills,
not Dope Vetkin.
Juice. Yeah, he looks jacked and intimidating.
That was Dope Vetkin. This is right now Povetkin.
Povetkin.
This is it's the diet version of him.
Because, people, intimidation and aura, there's levels to it, that level 10, I guess, is what Mike Tyson in his prime was putting out to guys like Michael Spinks and Trevor Berbick, where, you step into the ring, that aura is so dense, so powerful, you're just frozen, you can't do shit. And at the weigh-in, if a guy's not drained, or even if they're drained, they're putting on a show, they're getting hyped, they don't want to look weak. So yeah, they're gonna be a little extra with it. But the fight night, when they get in the ring, that's what you really, gotta look at.
Mm-hmm. The other thing too is also because you mentioned about the aura and the perception. It's how people carry themselves.
Right.
Because there's usually a simple case of even if it's just regular down the street and stuff like that, there's always a person who seems approachable and people just want to sit and talk to them even though they don't want to be bothered. And then there's those people who just give off that vibe of yo, leave me alone. And people will just not even approach them at all. So it's just some people can just do it without realizing it, or they just give off this look where it's just okay, maybe I shouldn't. Or in some cases where, as some people have said, people might look perpetually pissed off even though they're not.
Yeah, I think it's it has a lot to do with everything, your soul, your spirit, your inner energy, your aura, because sometimes you have a strong, powerful aura, but your personality is opening and charismatic. So even though people might be a little timid of the power, they're still attracted to you because you're an open up person, you're cool. And then other people, they got that aura, but they give off. It might be a little standoffish. It might be a little asshole, and it doubles the aura. It just make them really unapproachable. So yeah, this shit crazy.
Yeah, that's why you were talking about Mike Tyson was a perfect storm of it. He gave off this look of why you in there with me? You know what I'm gonna do. In fact, I'm more pissed that you're standing there in front of me. I'm not only looking at you, I'm looking through you. Because I want to see what I can punch through.
Yup.
And the thing is, he's also looking, and the thing also too is like people also forget like every fighter gets nervous for the walk up to the fight. It's just how do they handle that nervousness and adrenaline before the bell goes.
Yeah.
So Mike Tyson found it as a way, in his own way, to hype it up, be like, all right, I want to find a way to put you away real quick. I'm looking, I'm watching you, I'm staring you straight in the eye just to see what you do, chewing my mouth guard as I'm doing this, like, you know, fiddling around with my gloves and all that, saying like, look at it, super tense to like want to do something with you. And you know, like, it's also a personality thing. But let's also just go back to it as well, is where people assume like all fighters should look jacked. I would like to say, from my own personal experience, the most dangerous fighters I know do not look like fighters outside of the ring. Some of them don't really look like fighters when they're in the ring, but they are the most dangerous because they know how to drop you with impunity. Skill set does not translate necessarily to your appearance.
Yeah, because you could look unassuming and, you know, be dangerous as hell too, you know. You know, some people could, you know, mask that vibe, that dark energy, like lurking underneath the,
Like
exterior.
Like Shakur Stevenson, he always has a grin on his face.
Yeah, Shakur Stevenson, he one of those dudes that he all Mr. Smiley the milkman and shit, but you know, you can tell he has a little,
that milk bottle.
Yeah, like you could tell he got some little inner meanness to him. Like if you get him to that level, he'll put serious fucking hands on you.
A good comparison is like him to like maybe Devin Haney. Devin Haney, you can tell right away looking at him, he's just like, he's got a look to him. Also, I should also add, when we're talking about visual appearances, weight divisions do matter. Okay, it's easier to look more chiseled at a lighter weight than it is when you get to a heavier weight. You will see people look generally more chiseled all the time from like welter and lower. Once you hit 154, it's the middle ground. You'll still see people chiseled, but once you start hitting middle and a bit higher, now the abs aren't really showing anymore.
Especially in this era, because if you look at the heavyweights now, like, it's like, these niggas, like, it's not like how the 90s and the 80s where heavyweight boxer really looked the part. Like if somebody walked into a classroom, he was like, yeah, hello students, I'm the heavyweight contender, you know, such and such. You know, you'd be like, wow, okay, he look it, but you know, these boxers now, it's like they not really in the shape. They don't look like they work out like that. Like even tonight when I was watching the Kuzman and Michael Hunter fight, like, you know, one guy looked like a bouncer, the other guy looked like a high school, you know, football coach or some shit.
Hey, yo, big man. What you doing in the ring here, big man? Nah, you can't be here, man. No, big man.
Yeah, like...
He had the big security shirt on.
Yeah, it just looked like, you know, I just look at these guys and I'm like, damn, you know, seem like, you know, they could put a little more effort. I mean, you ain't gotta look like, you know, Joshua, Ken Norton and none of that, but I mean, you see how Vladimir Klitschko look like, looks like a boxer. Like you know, he looks like he's in shape, you know. Even Brian Jennings, you know, just so people don't be like, well, you know, you just named the fucking Hall of Famer champion. No, Brian Jennings is another guy. If he comes into a room and, you know, he says he a heavyweight contender, you will fucking believe it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's Brian Jennings. We got, you know, even Wilder looks in shape and all that shit, you know. Yeah, we said Joshua, you know, guys like Takum.
Even Prime Holmes.
Oh yeah, Prime Holmes. Yeah. Especially compared to these guys now, like you see these guys, they look so soft and just.
It's because, like, I would say, like, it's more like over time, heavyweights just got naturally taller, more athletic, and then when people found out, like, you don't need to lose all that weight as long as you're decent.
But it just look like the muscle fibers, the muscle twitch fibers, and just the whole athleticism don't look the same. If you look at all the heavyweight contenders from the 80s and 90s, and then look at the guys now, like some of these guys don't even seem more athletic than a fucking Jamil McCline.
No.
And they're the same size.
same size,
And
but I
even,
think it's
and
also.
even he looked more in shape than some of these guys. No, I'm like, honestly, like,
I know.
So that's all I'm saying. So yeah, you know, that's the thing. You know, you got boxers. You know, when they out or any combat fighter, they out and about on the streets and shit. You know how to fuck someone up. You know, and it's your personality. You know, you're gonna walk around with a air of confidence in what you can do. Now,
I'd
there's
say
some people
also-
who know how to fight, and they're assholes with it, and they go around on some rah shit. But for the most part, you know, that's rare.
A lot
they
of
out
the time,
there.
yeah, there's few of them out there. But most of the time, for most fighters, they know what it's like to take a beating. So most of the time, they're like, especially if they're pro, they're like, I get paid to fight. I'm not gonna fight you on the street.
Yeah,
So they're gonna keep to
exactly.
themselves. They're just there to get some groceries and go home.
Because everybody thinks they could take on a pro fighter. No. Motherfuckers will respect a basketball player. You see an NBA baller fucking buying some a loaf of bread or some shit. You're not gonna be like, well, I think I could take him in 21. I could cross him up. The average person don't think like that. But then, if you see Holyfield getting groceries, you're like, I think I could take the champ. If I land a good one, like, no.
I'm just like,
you will not.
why do you want to like trigger their reflex?
Because it's fighting. Because fighting is natural, bro.
Yeah.
Like everybody, primitive shit. Niggas been throwing hands since the dawn of time. All this
Since
other
shit
been made up
caveman
after.
said square up.
Huh?
Since the first caveman said square up.
Yeah. Yo, this my dinosaur leg, man. What the fuck?
Nah, my G. No, it ain't. Unga bunga, it ain't mine. Bunga bunga, unga bunga.
Unga bunga, this my shit, bro.
Unga bunga, square up there.
Super fade, Unga bunga. Fucking Geico caveman looking ass dudes throwing hands.
It's like throw the clubs away. Unga bunga. Oh, for real though.
So yeah, it's like you can't, you gotta just be objective. You have to soak in everything that's out there.
The other thing I would also say, just to add outside of boxing, because the thing is like, where people don't realize certain sports you're gonna have different builds for whatever
Right.
it is. Especially for kickboxing and Muay Thai, most of the high profile kickboxers and Muay Thai fighters, they're lean, they're slim, they have swimmers builds. So when you see them in regular clothes, you would not suspect a thing.
Yeah.
Like, you would just assume they're just a lean person. Some might even be dumb enough to dare to call them a hipster.
Because you would have to really come in physical contact with them to really see if their body, the muscle structure and all that. Like, if you're not shaking no one's hand or you bump into somebody and you be like, oh shit, motherfucker body hard, hold on.
How great would that be? Like, it bumps into somebody. Oh, yo, square up. Wait, hang on. Just gets measuring tape, checks the arm span real quick. Checks this. Like,
Yeah,
no,
you know what the fuck you doing? Wait.
We good.
You train.
Oh, you training. All right, never mind.
Yeah, and then just depending on certain countries, certain cities or states you live in, you don't know who fucking knows what.
Exactly.
I know where PJ at, there's a lot of gyms and there's, training and martial arts is big up there. And, where I'm at, that's just big down here. Also with fucking guns.
Yeah.
So, in Florida, man, all the gyms, you got Top Team down here. You got UFC gyms, you got disc boxing gym, you got, all the PAL gym, you got all that. Everybody's fighting down here. You got all these MMA gyms, these fly-by-night gyms. And on top of that, you got motherfucking stand your ground laws, and everybody got guns now. So
You got pecs, I got techs.
yeah. So you got a bunch of crazy motherfuckers who can fight and with with guns. So you don't know what you stepping into. So you just gotta be confident in what you could do. You don't go out there looking for trouble and shit. Because sometimes that motherfucker find your ass.
Exactly.
You really don't know what's out there, so you gotta look at shit and feel the energy in the room, knowing, you know, you walking down the street, eyes on you sitting down, and a group of people slowly gather around you and they not giving you an exit. You gotta be aware of all of that shit. You know, people just don't have they fighting ability on a card, you know, waiting to hand out to you.
Introduce like a business card. Oh, hello, excuse me. Here's my card. Here's my power level listed right there.
Yeah, you gotta look
shit, over 9,000. I'm sorry, I'll go fuck myself. Go away.
Oh shit, striking and grappling, 3 years of Muay Thai, 15 years of pro boxing. Like, yeah, I'm good. Like,
this is too much for me. I'm in too deep. I'm out.
Because you could tell sometimes by a person's shoulders, the muscles. Like, if I see a guy with like some crazy looking knuckles, I'm like, okay, yeah, he done put some hands on people.
Yeah, the knuckles are the dead tail sign. If you ever want to know somebody's gonna punch shit in their life, look at their knuckles. Like
the cauliflower ears.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this guy been thrown around. He's thrown some guys. You know, I look at the forearms. If I see like big those I ain't gonna say Popeye forearms, but forearms that look like, you know, they got good grip strength. I'm like, okay, I don't want this motherfucker to grab me. You know, I see a lot of veins in his forearms and his hands.
You know what? You know what's an easy dead tail sign, because boxes well, any striker does it. If you see them randomly shadow boxing, just leave them alone.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Anybody who learned the box and at least did it on some type of level or consistency, even if they're a novice, you'll catch them shadow boxing at least one time. At least. It's just, no one could give that up. Like, you just walk around the house, throw some punches.
I am certain at work the security cameras have me shadowboxing randomly at certain places, and I'm just like, yeah, I look like a crazy person, so
it's hard to give up, man. So yeah, it's just some things to think about. You know, the fighter perception and aura, and
sometimes fighters will not look like an Adonis statue, but they will beat you worse, like a God of War.
You know, you got all these Ken Nortons walking down the street, you know, and Anthony Joshua's, you know, it's not like that no more.
For every Anthony Joshua out there, there's also an Ernie Shavers, a Larry Holmes, an Andy Ruiz Jr., and a Tyson Fury hanging about.
Yep.
You can never be certain. Don't start nothing. There won't be nothing.
Everybody's not gonna look like Abe Abuchi, all jacked up.
No.
You prime Evander Holyfield, you know. More people that look like Riddick Bowe, you know, they big and shit.
Yeah. Like, you're not gonna see an Ike Corte everywhere.
Yeah, you see his shoulders. Yeah,
in North America anyway.
Like, he's like, nah, nigga, we ain't. I'm in Africa. What are you talking about, bro? We over here. Like, I'm in
all look
Nigeria.
jacked. They all look jacked.
Yeah, I'm in Zaire. What are you talking about? Everybody's lean with
jacked
broad shoulders.
Because we do hard work.
Oh man, so yeah, so that kind of goes into our next subject.
Yeah, especially because we were talking about tall, rangy people.
Yeah, like the auras that certain fighters give, and there's certain moves that have a life of their own. They could trouble you, but they just bring their own energy. And one of those punches, the most difficult punch,
the opening salvo.
Yeah, the most useful punch in boxing is the jab. Mm-hmm. And basically, we just want to talk about how to take away a good jab, a good jabber, and just some ways, you know, because a lot of people bitch and moan and they got, I ain't gonna say bitch and moan, but you know, people have questions about, damn, you know, what if someone jabs real good? Because you know, you see people don't jab as good as they used to, or as consistent as they used to. So if you get somebody who could jab, you know, better than the average person, they kind of a problem. So you want to find a way to deal with that problem. So I'm asking this.
Here we come, the consistency cops.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look at it like this. Okay, I'm gonna paint a picture.
All right.
Because PJ is about 6 feet. Well, 165 or 175.
Oh, you mean weight?
Yeah.
I'm right now 178.
170. Damn, that was close. All right, so we got a light heavyweight motherfucker over here. Okay, cool.
Lions in the camp, yes.
All right, all right, so we looking at that. If you haven't seen what PJ look like, whatever, you know, then that means you've been sleeping on us when we say go to ringgangradio.com and all the training videos and the IG pages and all that shit.
Literally,
but anyway,
our identities are out there.
Yeah, they out there. So, but just to give you the stats: 6 feet, 175, about average light heavyweight size, conventional. And you gotta spar someone who's 6'3", I would say 190.
Like every other Friday. Okay.
And he's your same speed and more power.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, you don't have any speed advantage over him or power advantage.
I'm too lazy to use my speed, so everybody has a speed advantage on me.
So, and he's a good jabber. He's jabbing. He's conventional. How you taking his jab away?
First thing I'm going to do is when I have my hands up, I want him to throw the jab into my hands. I want to get an idea of how long his reach is. Since I don't know how far his reach is yet, I'm not going to go in there blind and just eat a shot for no good reason. I want to be within range that he can touch my gloves.
Oh, so not the Arturo Gatti approach. You don't want to hold on. I want to make sure we in a real fight. You know?
Yeah, you know what? Arturo Gatti is another aspect of Canadian. I'm not that.
Yeah. No, R.I.P. Gatti. No disrespect, but you know we keep it real, bro.
Yeah, but no. Otherwise, I want to get a gauge.
Hall of Famer.
I want to get a gauge of how he reaches. So it's similar to what Frazier would do. He wouldn't be like bum rushing you. He wants to see how long it reaches too. Have the hands up there. If it feels like your jab is stiff, I'll move my head at the same time. I want to see, do you feel comfortable keeping in your range, or you're the kind of guy who wants to step in the second it feels like I'm stepping back? I want to know what you're doing first. Because some people, when they feel like, oh, I think I might do something, they'll take a big step for no good reason. So they make the job half easy for me. That's
so
one.
You wanna bring doubt to their jab.
I want them to be uncertain of what their jab is doing. It's the easiest way to like start giving problems to me, but I'm talking in a more defensive side. Now, if I was to be in the more aggressive side, then I would not be rushing forward or taking big steps forward. I'd be inching forward, but I make sure my head is somewhere else, but my hands are in the way as extra insurance. Because it's good to move your head, but you could still get hit. Let your hands be close to your head so it makes it safe.
Okay, that's all the defensive shit. But nigga, we trying to win rounds. He keep doubling and tripling that jab. Yeah, it's not landing clean on you.
Okay, so the other thing, if I want to go
away.
Okay, if I'm taking it away, the most basic one is catch a jab. So using your right hand, if you're both orthodox, catch a jab with your right hand, get a little closer. Catch a jab with your right hand, get a little closer. When you know you're in range, or whether you're in range or not, just shoot the jab anyway. If you want to be more proactive though, because catching is more passive, jab their jab. Why are you letting them get a hang of the idea of going full extension? Jab their jab, hook their jab, hurt their arm. If the arm hurts, they will not fully extend their jab. Challenge it with your own. You don't have to hit them.
Are you throwing the jab a little up because he's fighting tall?
Yes. I am shooting it up so it does not get to my head. To get in the way. And it's supposed to see if he's willing to throw the right hand when I challenge it. Because the one thing I want to know is, are you going to be just jabbing forever, or is your jab going to be the setup for the next shot? If I challenge your jab, you'll let me know what you're going to try and do next. You're either going to A, try and back up, or B, feel you can time my jab and try and follow it up with something else. I am taking that risk to see what your answer is, while at the same time not letting you look like the aggressor. Now it looks like we're fencing.
And you just take it from there, you know. But that's basically the first round approach you would have. If not first round, first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Approach you would have to try to take away his jab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I fucks with that.
Especially if I'm just like, I know right off the bat, I am stuck outside. If I'm stuck outside, especially in that first round, I'm going to be like, fuck it. I'm just going to challenge your jab and see what you do. Because the thing is, like, a lot of people, when they throw a long jab, they're used to not being challenged. The second you challenge it is your first way to see, do they know what to do when adversity hits? Wow, I'm sounding like Andre Ward right there. The first time you get challenged and see something goes wrong, okay? What do you do when things start going south?
Yeah, that's why I was insisting that, you know, he doubled down on the jab and, you know, he didn't abandon it. But that's what you're disrupting and causing a little doubt in it. So now you get to about the 3rd round. One of you guys got to make the move. No one's really shot their right hand like that, or they're shooting it, but they haven't really found the right spot for it. Mm-hmm. You got the jab battle going. You're nullifying each other. He can't get it off.
Okay.
You're the smaller guy. Well, what's your next step?
Well, because he is taller, I am going to start targeting his body now at the same time he throws that jab. I can still slip as I throw the jab. I'm not going to waste my time going to his head. He's too tall. He's going to see it coming. He's probably going to lean back and step back and do his counter. But his body is right there, and it's a bigger target.
Word, facts.
So
what type of body? I'm sorry. What type of body punches you throwing? What type? What shots?
If I am stuck still to the jab out, or I gotta like use my jab to start the opening round, I am going to throw a jab to more than likely his ribs because it's closer. If he's squared up for some reason, I'm going to go straight to his solar plexus.
Oh, okay. But nah, this is the 3rd round. You trying to take it, you trying to get it past the jab battle and nullifying and...
Oh, then I just start throwing 1-2s right away at his guard. I just throw 1-2s as he throws the jab. Or just throw a right hand. I just want to see, will he put his hands up or not? If he starts to put his hands up, then I'll throw 1-2 to his guard, then I'll switch to hit the body. Right hook to the ribs every single time. I want to see what he does if I keep challenging his lead side. Because if his ribs hurt, you can't throw jabs as much. But the other thing as well is, if he's probing and still keeping me outside his jab, as soon as he's fully extended, I'll throw a left hook into his forearm.
Damn, okay.
Because that shit hurts.
It's sounding good. Like, yo, like, I'm just imagining this shit in my head. I'm like, okay. Like,
if you have a longer reach than me, and I know that, as soon as you fully extend, I am going to hit your forearm because I know it will hurt at full extension, which means you're going to start punching shorter. That means I can get closer. Other times, I might just have to give you a target. But the thing is, my head is not in the same place as soon as you throw. I'll move my head slightly. I'll put my forehead in the way so it makes you think you're hitting me clean, but you're not. I'm just trying to see, will you move if you sense I'm getting closer, or will you forget because you think, oh, I'm hitting you? I just want to get in range so I can start catching the ribs. That's it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm not gonna really go any further with the fight than that, you know. But you know, that's first 3 rounds of how you would try to take away the jab from a bigger opponent that has a speed who doesn't a bigger opponent where you don't have a speed advantage over.
Yeah,
because power, so you have to be
literally happened a couple hours ago. So I'm telling you what I did.
Now you see that, you know. We out there, we in them streets. Like, we just finished doing this shit.
The speed I went to his liver when he switched to southpaw.
So I let you get your question on.
Yes, so
I'm 5'10", so yeah, short nigga gang here.
5'10" is not short.
5'10", southpaw, definitely heavyweight. Yeah, about
All right, heavyweight. All right,
Yeah.
you're in the Mike Tyson category. So there you go. For those of you who were thinking like, "Yo, how can I handle the GOAT artist?" That's another Mike Tyson, by the way. So good luck with that. So anyway,
I don't fight nothing like Mike Tyson. Don't be fooling these niggas.
You live and you learn. You
It's
live and you learn.
They looking at the stature, the 5. Yeah, he 5'11". Shit, he still got me.
Yeah, you know those like the things where they call like unreliable narrator. I can say whatever I want about you. They have to figure it out themselves. They can find that exclusive.
So we got it 5'10" southpaw heavyweight.
All right, so
name the opponent stats.
The average heavyweight nowadays, unfortunately, is around 6'4", 6'5".
God damn. So yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Their reach is obviously a little bit longer than Tommy Hearns.
Okay, cool.
I only say Tommy Hearns because I'm like 2 inches shorter for reach than him. Also, because they're a long, gangly heavyweight. Yes, they have the power of the weight, but obviously the usual disadvantage when they full extend, it takes a little while to come back. So you as, we'll say southpaw. Well, you as the southpaw going up against an orthodox, how would you approach it first round?
And you're talking about, and he a good jabber, right? I'm trying to take away his jab.
He has a get right jab, act right jab, a ramrod jab. The kind where if you make that mistake, you're like, shit, I shouldn't got hit by that because that shit hurt.
Damn. So okay. So
heavyweights, man. Even a
no. I'm looking at it because I'm trying to think like, okay. And last time I did this shit, because Rome is 6'4", and he the last person I had sparred. So yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, Rome's big as shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, you got your normal set of big niggas you get to deal with. I got mine. I'm training to beat up more small people and big people too. So
yeah, the problem with my heavyweights is that as soon as they see me, they panic and go as hard as they can.
Like, fuck it, get him.
And I'm like, bruh, you got like almost 100 pounds on me.
Yeah, that's the thing when you fighting the bigger man. So so basically what I would do is look. He's starting out with a hard jab. Oh, okay. What about the we got his specs. Mm-hmm. You said he's 6'4", what 250?
Yeah, around there.
250, 260.
I want to say 230.
230. Okay, so he's like a
relatively fit heavyweight.
Okay, a fit heavyweight. Okay, cool. Damn. All right, so now does he have any speed advantages, power advantages? What are we looking at?
His advantage is power, but because he's a heavyweight, speed is not going to be up there.
Okay, I can deal with that. So just the power to worry about.
Power, but is starting to understand their reach. Like they kind of know how to keep you away, but they don't know how to be quick enough with it.
Okay. So he capable then. All right, that's enough. All right, this is what we gonna do. All right, he's 6'4", conventional. Good jab, fit, athletic. So he's gonna be pumping the jab. What I'm gonna do first, I'm southpaw. I'm gonna try to go in the opposite direction of the jab a little bit, and kind of stay away from it, and kind of make him come after me a little bit.
All right.
See if I could kind of turn him. And see what he's doing. Because I want to get him to reach a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's round 1, right?
Yeah, this round 1. Like, this the only time I would say you could really move a little bit.
I was waiting for it. Yeah. Go ahead, nigga. Yeah, I'm listening.
He's like, look, man, all the bitching you be doing about motherfuckers running, I know goddamn well you ain't telling.
Hey, you got those Adidas on? All right, yeah, all right, cool, yeah. All right. Well, within 3 feet.
So, but I no, like, I want to get him to reach a little bit. So I'm gonna move and I'm gonna give him about 6 feet.
Okay, but let's actually expand on that a little bit more. Because the thing is, like, when we say move, people seem to misunderstand that. So when people hear
Circle.
move, they want to like, yeah, even if it's circle, they want to go too hard too quickly. Like they
No,
want to like
it's a
dive that way.
measured it's a measured circle, like a measured lateral movement.
So like walking.
Almost walking, semi jog, because just enough where you're exercising a little quicker first step.
Yeah.
Because you want them to get them to come after you, want them to get them to reach a little bit, because you're gauging the distance.
Yeah.
And when I mean you're gauging the distance, you want to look and see, okay, is this the type of guy that pulls his hands back to his face?
Also, let's add one little thing here, because I'm sure we both agree on this. When people throw punches, regardless what sport it is, what is the main target they always aim for? The head. So the one thing I usually tell all my guys, so anybody who actually knows me or trained with me, they've heard me say this before. Your head is not the size of a heavy bag. It's small. You do not need to move that much. Just enough.
Yes.
Just enough.
Exactly. So you're gauging them, because now just keep this in mind. What's happening now is you're doing circles around the ring, about around 5 feet distance from him. 3 foot rule, because the reason why it's not the 3 foot rule just yet, because you're getting distance, you're gauging them up, you're looking for little things like, okay, he's doubling the jab, tripling the jab. You're looking for windows for countering or to offset him. Is he pulling his hands back to his face, or is he dropping his hands? Is he snapping the jab, or is he pushing it? Is his elbow out? Can you kind of dictate the type of jabs he's throwing? That's what you're doing when you're doing this movement. See, a lot of people get caught up in the movement itself, and they're not analyzing anything.
Head movement.
Yeah, head movement, they're all into their own fucking groove, and not looking at it like, okay, I'm moving for a purpose. I'm looking at this guy, I'm seeing what he's about to do, and I'm studying him a little bit. So after I start getting them to come over to me, and I'm studying them, I want to start one of them start reaching. If I get them to reach, what I'm gonna do as a southpaw, I'm trying to slip the jab, and I'm trying to fucking land a counter to the body.
Which round is this? Still round one?
Yeah, it's still round one, maybe the end of round one.
Okay.
Cause I'm trying to jab with him now.
Okay, so
keep him
to hop in there real quick, because you're southpaw. You're saying jab with him. Can you just give a brief explanation how orthodox southpaw jab fights work?
Okay, first of all, they're gonna get as the orthodox. He's gonna want to get on the outside of my foot. Cause that's what they tell him. They say, get on the outside of your the southpaw. I know they're gonna try to do that. So my thing is getting within the range where you're inside their jab, and you could let off your lefts.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because if you could take away, because remember, their right hand is their fucking jab is right there.
Yes.
That's the closest punch to them. I'm sorry, to you if you're southpaw. So if they're trying to be on the outside of you and shit, they're thinking about trying to get that off first. But if you on the inside of that,
yeah,
your left can land first.
Exactly. People don't realize that.
See, because their right has to have a fucking range. It has to have the space to deliver that right. That's why they focus on trying to out jab you and move to the outside of you. The only time this don't really work if the southpaw doesn't move his head. Because then what's going to happen is the guy who's conventional, if he has a good right hand where he can let the right hand go off without jabbing good like that, where he has his distance already analyzed, he can just jab once or twice and he's like, okay, now I know my distance, and he'll shoot the right hand.
Floyd Judah.
So but this is the thing, if you're at that range and you're up close, you know where his right hand coming. You can slip his fucking right hand too.
Manny versus everybody.
Now, if you once you slip in his fucking right hand, you can fucking turn him, or now you on the inside, you can fucking land your lefts to the body, or you can land your fucking lefts to the chin.
Loma and Rigo.
So you got all those punches, but yeah, basically what I'm gonna do is after I got him reaching in, moving, coming toward me, that's when I'm gonna start trying to just be pesky with the jab and jab with him and try to counter to his body. Just pretty much a mirror of what you're saying or what you was doing.
So
but I'm moving my head.
Maravilla.
I'm sorry?
A bit of the Maravilla.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm basically trying to.
Oh, let me just add real quick here because I'm just calling by nickname. This is Sergio Martinez, in case you're wondering. Maravilla.
I'm a jab to the body, jab to the chest, jab with him. Just pesky him, with the jab, make him reach, because if I could disrupt his distance and get in close, then I could go to work. And if he's 6'4", that's what I'm trying to do. Because that's the thing. If he's 6'4" and he knows how to fight tall, your best work is gonna come on the inside. If a guy is taller than you, but he doesn't know how to fight tall, you could get some good work on the outside. But you gotta outmaneuver him. You gotta move around him. You gotta step. You gotta make him reach and lead. So that's another thing that you're doing when you're analyzing him, when you're sizing him up. If he's 6'4" fighting tall, he's gonna fight like 6'4". Then I know I gotta slip. I gotta take away some of those outside missiles, some of those outside weapons, get close, and do damage. But if he's 6'4" and he's braced himself and he's down, got the high guard, and he's not fighting tall, so now he's more like 6'2", maybe 6'1", and I'm 5'10". I could get him, if I could get him to jab and reach and lead, I could come over the top with certain shots and do that from the outside or mid-range.
Pick your favorite one.
Which one?
Pick your favorite shot that you would throw, that most of the time, like the ones that you've had the most success with, no matter who it is on the first go.
Wow.
So like for me, it's slip inside overhand right. And if it misses, I just throw a jab right after that because it becomes a power jab. So basically, it's the prime Kovalev.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen you do that enough in the videos you sent. So yeah, that is your move.
The bootleg.
Definitely. Mine's wow. Damn. I guess the left, the counter left.
To the head, to the body, or over, or
to the head, chest, body. Like I just get that shot off. Like,
so it is like Maravilla. So it is Sergio Martinez's left hand. It just gets there.
I would compare it more to, how Joseph King Kong Egbeko throws his right hand.
I remember Egbeko, yeah.
You know how he could just loop it, throw it straight, cross, uppercut, like.
Oh, so it starts the same but ends different every single time.
It can. It's just so many different variations. But if I'm fighting someone where they're leading and they're bigger than me and they're not fighting tall, and I could get them to lead and reach, and I can outmaneuver them, then I'm trying to step in with counters. So I'm doing this at long mid-range. So for those, the type of punches I would try to land are like right hooks and like counter lefts.
So it's almost like the Soviet style of boxing, but more relaxed.
Yeah, cause I like okay, just like you know the 3 foot rule video you seen with me and Rome. The
Yes.
last punch of the video at the end where I knock him out of the leg band.
Yes.
You saw how he was jabbing, and then he threw the right hand, and I'm close, and I slipped it, and I threw like a left, like a smash, like an uppercut counter left cross, upper cross. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a smash.
Nah, it's an upper cross.
It's not like Razor Reddick's.
Razor Ruddock was doing it with his lead hand.
Oh yeah, you're doing it with your rear.
I'm throwing it from a backhand.
So it's a counter.
Yes, I slipped it. Look at the video again and get it to that
Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up real
to the
quick.
very end, and you'll see it. Or even on the my IG page, dude, you'll see it. But
Yeah, I see it. I see the circle. I see the energy circle.
yeah,
It's 40 seconds, so I'll find it.
yeah.
Man, the way Rome's leaning back, that's a tall guy lean back. That's a tall guy. I don't like to get hit lean back.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I'm like, he's big as yeah, there it is. He leaped into you. That was basically like it was a shoulder roll counter. It's how what Regendow used to do.
There you go. But you see how the distance was closed.
Yeah.
I was operating on the inside.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, this clip is like Rome definitely fights like a street nigga. He boxes like a street nigga. Like he's got the punches ready, but for some reason he thinks the counter is gonna be as fast as a bullet, so he pulls back immediately. I'm like, nah, just stay there.
But yeah.
And then
I guess y'all can check that on IG, the Soul Wars on Instagram. The little clip, you'll see it with the force field.
Exactly.
Shout outs to Ring TV, you know, my man Prolific. I'm sorry, Ring Gang TV, Prolific Genius. You know, the video edit. But yeah, so that's just an example, you know, of what we talking about. But that's how I would in that scenario take away the jab.
So for those of you who might have missed it for a second, because I have no idea why you would have missed it, but it boils down to this, especially with putting in the video. LB sets it up so he can get engaged with what you're doing. He pesters you, so the other guy wants to come in, but he pulls you in, so he makes you overcommit, so he can counter you with that left.
And it can happen from mid-range, inside, outside.
You didn't need to give that much detail, nigga.
Hey,
let them find out on their own.
They'll find out. They'll find out one day if they want it.
Exactly. When the LB special happens, they can find out on their own. I'm like, I ain't gonna reveal this.
Like, damn. Nah, but you know, there's moves out there that niggas see all the time. Like, damn.
They see all the time.
I don't know what I could do if it come to me.
Exactly. They see it all the time.
Like that Golovkin overhand left hook shit he throw.
Dude, I can't even throw it like that. I've tried.
Bruh,
and I'm like, no.
It would feel like I would throw that shit so slow. Like, I don't think I would have the, like, and you feel wide open, like.
Yeah, actually, I don't throw it as, when I try and do it, because it felt so weird to me, I can't throw it the same speed Golovkin does. I just make it quick. I just make it like a punish or just like stick in your face if you're doing something. I just do it as like a punish counter. I don't even like make it like, you know, a big thing. Like, but the thing is, like, I don't have that Golovkin like, yo, everything I hit you with feels like a kitchen sink, so you're gonna freeze. So
you got power though. Fuck that.
I do have power, but it's just like I rarely throw it.
You just be wanting to fucking jab dance all day and shit. But you know, when you get your Shin Akuma on, and you know, that's when I'm like, yeah, send me that video, bro. Like, yeah.
Where the right hand comes in.
You start spamming right hands, like, you know what I mean? Like,
it really bugs me that the fact if I decide to spam right hands, it really does bother people.
Which at least you got like a roster to go through. Like, I can't beat up trainees and, you know, people I'm leveling up.
Well, no, the thing is, I have to gauge it because there's some people like I could with. Because the thing is, like, if I'm working with like who's a pro, this is his job. So if me injuring him fucks it up, I'm not going to do that.
You're like, hey, yeah, if I'm beating your ass and I'm the trainer, then you know you need to chill. Like,
nah, we're equivalent. We're equivalents. Like, he helps me with stuff and I help him, so we're back and forth.
Okay, word.
Yeah, but no, like there's certain things like he just naturally gets that I'm like, how do you do it? Like the speedy left hooks I can do now, I got from him. It's just a shitty bootleg version of his. I just made it work for me.
Yeah, see, that's one thing I like to kind of close this out with. You know, with boxing, everybody should be taught like the good foundation, good basics. You know, that traditional shit. But it has to be done in a way that can reflect with what's, you know, given to you physically by God, like your stature, you know, everything. Well, you know, your build. Like, you wouldn't have a guy built like Mike Tyson dancing around and fighting and moving around like Roy Jones, you know, with his lead hand down and leaping in with left hooks and all that shit. And both of them have great left hooks, but you gonna go about it different ways.
Yep.
So, you know, you gotta look at it like that. Yeah, you teach them both the basics, but you know, their styles, they're gonna form their own kind of style, and everybody should have their own style. But you gotta get the basics and get that shit on point, and do certain things where you're leveled out and even in everything. And when you have the basics and a great foundation, and you practice certain punches and you make that punch perfect, when you do have opportunities, even when you're losing and getting your ass kicked, if that punch is great, you could make damage. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of times where guys bail themselves out landing a good punch. They hurt a guy, you know, in the middle of getting their ass whooped. And that's why it's not a lucky punch.
Vargas Bradley.
Yeah, it was a basic ass one too. You mean to tell me he never practiced that before?
Pacquiao Marquez fourth fight.
You know what I'm saying? So
Wilder when he's in trouble.
Practice flailing.
Nah, just practice a bomb.
Like, fuck it, but yeah, that's basically it. And you know, Wilder got his special moves. We talked about Golovkin and, you know, his hook and all that shit. Canelo got that mean counter. That counter right hand he throws.
Canelo has like these unique things, but he is an amazing Frankenstein when you break him down.
Yeah.
You could see every little thing he's copying from, and it's fun to watch. It's just everything surrounding him makes him very irritating to watch.
Yeah. I feel like he got like all the special moves, but they're not as good as the originators he got them from.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm kind of like him, so don't knock him. Leave him alone.
But nah, I still like to see his face.
If I had an obnoxious team behind me, I'd be like, I'd hate me too.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah,
I'm too broke for that.
You got any final
words?
Final words after we done took away the jab, and you know, and that goes to say that, and I know we ain't covered this basic, but there's certain basics that you're gonna want to do as well when you're defending a good jab. Just to close it out, you want to keep a stiff guard. You want to have your hands up by your face. You want to be standing at a fucking a slant, an angle, you know, half guard, you know, so the punches could ride off your shoulder and your gloves and shit. You could parry and give yourself half target. So, you know, just shit like that. You know, that's basic shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you had a basic and anything else you need to add, you know, for taking away the jab.
Yeah, what he said. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so outside like what you said, the basics of it, like a lot of times, no matter what it is, whether you're moving or catching the shots, your feet will always come first. If you do not have the basic structure in your feet, you will not be able to do so. The thing is, like, where people say like, oh, certain percentage of your foot here, certain percentage of your foot here, people overdo it and they put too much weight on one side or the other. Put too much forward, you're gonna fall forward. Put too much back, you're gonna fold. Let your back foot support your spine like you're standing normally in front of somebody. And watch, it will be a shock absorber in case the mistake happens where you eat a shot. But at the same time, because your back foot's helping there to support you, you can start moving like you're actually a person walking.
50-50.
Exactly. 50-50, and then you change according to what's happening. So that also means, as a plug, watch Megalobox.
Oh man, that 50-50 shit, no joke. Like, you know, a lot of shit, you know, if people wanted to get spelled out, but basically that 50-50, that's what it is. You know, the evenly distributed weight in your stance in boxing. And if you have that on point, you could defend against punches such as a jab. You know, they roll off your shoulder. You parry. You able to jab with somebody. Because if you keep your jab hand level with your chin and out in front of you, it's easier for you to get your jab off. If you got it down by your waist or lower, then gonna take a little more effort.
Exactly. So this concludes our episode of the eye test. Less pettiness, but we do love petty. We just didn't want to do that today. We did in the first couple minutes. That's about it. So hit up ringgangradio.com. Hit up the Ring Gang Radio Instagram. Hit up the Goat Artist, Shutterworth.
Oh yeah, that's Goat Artist album available on all streaming platforms. You know, y'all get that. You know, on Spotify.
To hit there real quick on Spotify, whether you're bougie Spotify or broke boy Spotify, it's still available.
Hey, damn, like you can't be calling them out like that. And definitely, when y'all on Podomatic, y'all 5-star this podcast episode. Show love. Y'all want more eye test episodes? We got y'all.
And if you can, if there is a way, let us know if you want a topic to talk about. We can talk about various things, but you know,
drop it in the comments. You know, basically, YouTube. We put it up on IG, wherever. But yeah, we just thought we'll switch it up with, you know, something a little technical, taking away the jab, because the jab is a serious business.
It is. Because some of you are just like, oh, it's just a jab. I'm like, that shit hurts.
Yeah, when it's done there, that's the right way. Yeah, jab is serious. So
people acting like they're gonna say, now you're in a way right away. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah, you gotta practice that punch.
Like you're not even gonna see an Emmanuel Taylor that early. You're going to get your ass beat before that even happens.
So yeah, that's all we gotta say. You know, check out ringgangradio.com. Everything else we got going on, a lot of shit popping off. That's it. I test PJ, Shutterworth, LB.
You know.
You already know. ringgangradio.com. I test. One.